Previously in our nation vs. nation tournament, France faced Italy, but today China and Japan go head-to-head across 3 ranks, best out of 3, to see which nation will come out on top next. Will China reign victorious in today's face-off, or will Japan conquer? Take your votes now on which country you think will win. Welcome back everyone to a nation vs. nation, China vs. Japan. This was a voted upon one. We're going to see who the winner will be. There's some dead right at the beginning because I had to make sure the teams were even. We've got China spawning on different sides. They're spreading out. I would have to say China's got my vote because the M8 is just such an incredible vehicle. With the 50 cal, it's got really good maneuverability, and we're seeing that here with participants. And wow, Japan comes in mainly spawning with their planes first and just bombing the heck out of China, using those planes to their advantage. The bulk of the Chinese team is made up of those M8s. They're trying to use the advantage they have with their speed to get to those advantageous positions, but doesn't look like it's working out for them. However, these 50 cals are doing a great job taking out a lot of these Japanese planes in the sky. Some using their maneuverability to flank, while some start taking the cap right in the center. With these weaker armored vehicles, that's a huge advantage that China has with these 50 cals that Japan's machine guns can't compete with. A lot of Japanese vehicles have heat rounds, and that's going to work really well against these no-armor Chinese vehicles. Whereas most of the M8s only have the solid shot, and that isn't going to work out great for them, or not nearly as well. China seems to be much more heavily focused on the A-cap side, while Japan seems to be more focused on the center toward B and C. What a brutal concentrated focus by both countries trying to take over B. Comparatively to what vehicles are being used in this match for rank 1, Japan, even though it's not much, does have the armor advantage. A lot of the Chinese vehicles are open tops or just almost no armor at all. Japan's still holding that B cap, while China does have A and nobody has C. There seems to be a much higher concentrated amount of Japanese tank making a push between caps B and C, while China seems to be more spread out and losing a lot more of their lives. Many dying on the Chinese side are spawning back in planes to try and take out either other aircraft in the sky or bomb a lot of the Japanese forces on the ground, but some are just having no luck. This is not looking good for China at all. Japan has almost pushed China all the way up to their spawn. China trying to make the retaliating push, but not having any luck. They do have a lot of aircraft in the air raining down bombs, but it's not doing a whole lot. There he goes. Let's see if China can make a comeback here. They're killing a lot of these Japanese forces that are just pushed all the way up to their spawn, and what a perfectly good waste of a life. Oof, and I'm starting to think the Japanese Ho-Ro is just something you can't compete with. So many bomb attempts from the Chinese, but they're just not doing a whole lot. Japan is still making an aggressive, successful push, killing many of the Chinese vehicles. Japan looks like they're trying to take A. M8 looks like he may take it back, but a bomb drops. This is looking like it may be a victory for Japan. Rose lining up a shot, takes it, and gets 2 kills with 1 shell. One reason why you don't want to be standing too close to a teammate when a Ho-Ro's pointed your way. that is it, making this a victory for Japan round 1. We now go into round 2, where we do rank 3 and below. A lot of the Japanese players had to be kicked just to help even teams, which is why you see so many blown up at their spawn. But most of them are in aircraft at the moment, while China has most of their forces on the ground. Round starting with a huge air assault on the Chinese side from the Japanese, while the Japanese are already losing few of their aircraft. Japan, with their few ground vehicles they have, are spreading out, while China seems to be doing the same. Both teams did seem to have rank 1 vehicles, but they seem to be equally distributed among both teams. China has a concentrated focus more on the center, while Japan is more spread out on the flanks, while the aircraft is doing a lot of the work by taking out the ground vehicles in the center. Poor guy thought he could hide behind the dead M18. Those on the Chinese team respawning in as the M8, but the open tops just aren't helping them against these planes. Oh, a nice drop, taking out his barrel in both his tracks while facing a couple Shermans and coming back around for the second drop to take him out. China seems to be focusing more on the north side of the map, while Japan seems to be pushing more on the south. And this M18 heard the Sherman right over the hill, thinking he had the upper hand, but the Sherman saw him just before he got the shot. I'm really surprised China's not doing better. At rank 3, China mainly consists of USSR and a couple American vehicles, which are pretty well armored, but they're still just not doing very well here. And that T-26 was definitely not going to do anything to help his team. There were even a couple on the Chinese team that did respawn a third time, which wasn't allowed, and what you're kind of seeing here, but still just getting killed. China trying to make a last-ditch effort aggressive push, but will it be enough? Japan is just dominating the skies and ground right now. And I don't know why these two are hiding all the way out in the corner of the map, but it's not helping their team. Both sides were on their own Discord chat, and they had spotted the last two, finishing the round with a complete Japan victory. No need for a third round. However, for fun, we did a third round with rank 2 and Japan still won. So, hope you enjoyed this vid. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You stay cool and keep tanking.